Laverne, I want to ask you, we're talking now about like this sort of invasion of privacy and all these weird things. As someone in the public eye, do you ever feel like maybe your privacy is going to be invaded, or do you ever have a fear of that kind of thing happening?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. But you make a choice to be an actor. It's just okay. You give up a little bit of pride. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like I'm an actor, and then now I'm on a hit show. I've been an actor for years, and now I'm an
Right.
actor on a hit show, and so that's when things sort of shift. So things are definitely shifting now, and I'm just sort of figuring it out. Honestly, I'm figuring out how to sort of navigate and negotiate, like having boundaries around like photos,
Yes,
when I'm
totally.
hanging out with my friends and people are taking photos, and then I saw on Instagram that someone had like few people take because I still take the subway, they'll like take candid shots of me that I don't know about, and it's a bad angle. It's like
Yes, totally, please. You know that I'm like Mariah Carey with my angles. Like, I would do this entire chat like this if I could. Just like, totally, let me get my angle going on. But yeah, I hear you on that. I want to also say, I mean, we were just talking about Randy Zuckerberg, which, that's Mark's sister, and she has this book called Dot Complicated, which is very funny, Untangling Our Wired Lives. And, she makes the point that we need to, like, simplify our obsessed lives because we're constantly, funny enough, on Facebook. I have a lot of friends now deactivating their Facebooks because it's too much. And I'll be honest, I'm, like, almost at that point. Zoe, you work at Mashable. I mean, I feel like that's something you couldn't possibly do because it would, like, affect your work life. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel that way, but I do have colleagues that are reporters writing about Facebook that don't have Facebook accounts. So
You're kidding. That's
yeah,
so
I mean,
funny.
well, it's one. It's not many. It's one, but
I'm like, is that why he hasn't accepted my request? Because I feel better. Go on.
There's a big thing about always being online, and when we make decisions as kids that might be impulsive, and we might post
Yeah.
something that's embarrassing and that could come back to haunt us later. I think there is something that like sort of wipe that I think there's some law to sort of wipe anything you've done when you turn 18 to sort of expose social media, and I think that's really the issue, really, when you're sort of, making decisions that you might be embarrassed about later or that might affect you negatively professionally, being able to sort of have some kind of recourse to get rid of
Listen,
it.
if YouTube had been around, yeah, go on.
oh, I have a cousin who's a year and a half old, and her mother does her entire Facebook page. And I wonder, at one point, does the Facebook page get handed over from the children to the parents? Is that, a 13th birthday present? Is it an 18th birthday present? Just to their own? No, I don't
I
know.
find that extremely creepy. I don't know,
Yeah.
to like have a, for a Facebook.
Awful.
Oh, I don't want that. I don't like that. I was gonna say that if YouTube had been around when I was little, it would have been like all Shirley Bassey all the time, and I would have had even more problems than I currently have. Chelsea, I want to ask you just one quick question. You write for the internet also. Do you ever unplug? Like when you go on vacation, do you like throw your phone, leave the phone in the room, or how do you relax? I guess is my question.
Yeah, I really like to like if the past couple of summers when I've gone to a beach house that has no internet,
Yeah.
you can't access the internet from it, and you can't really get phone service there either, and
Mhm.
it's like always the greatest week of my life, just because you sort of. Because when you're sitting in bed with your smartphone, you're like scrolling through your social media and you keep telling yourself like, hold on, I'm just going to check one more thing. I just have to make sure. You always feel like you're going to miss something really important if you don't look at it. And then when you completely disconnect for like a week, you come back and you realize that you really didn't miss anything whatsoever. Like it's all been the same thing over and over again. So I feel like it's important to do that, I don't know, at least a few times a year to just remember how
100%.
important it is.
Well, you know that my whole life is like, I'm like constantly, I have FOMO constantly. I call myself a FOMO sexual because every time I open up Instagram, Facebook, I'm always like, why are these people doing these fun things? And I'm not doing it. I get so angry. So maybe it's time I unplug. I just like unplug it from the wall and walk out of the room. I'm kidding. Well, Zoe, I want to thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for your information and your help.